Welcome to A Millionaire State of Mind. I am your host, Jalila Tillman, hashtag your $1 million baby. And I am so excited to talk all things millionaire. After all, becoming a millionaire is not just about the money. It's about a flexible lifestyle, a mindset, a healthy mind, body, and soul, how you network and who you network with, and most importantly, it's about income leverage. So, every Sunday at 7 p.m., you're going to be able to tune in right here, and you're going to be able to join me on my personal journey to become an actual millionaire. I am so excited for all of the amazing things we have in store for today's episode. So let's get this millionaire party started. Today's episode is all about time management skills. In order to better yourself, better your business, take your business from a 6-figure income to a 7-figure income, you've got to learn how to manage your time. So we've got some things in store. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have a little time management chat. So I can talk to you about what it means to actually start managing your time. After that, we are going to hit the streets and see what the streets have to say about how they're struggling with their time management. Then, following that, we're going to get you the real deal, and we're going to hear from one of our entrepreneur experts. Following that, you know we have to give you a millionaire tip of the week, because that's how we do on A Millionaire State of Mind. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to learn loads, feel empowered, feel inspired, and get you one step closer to your millionaire goals. Time management can be really difficult to manage. Let's face it, time is something that you cannot get back. But the one thing that you have to remember is that the one thing that sets millionaires apart from other earners is that they have learned how to develop systems, they've learned how to prioritize their time, and they've learned that time really is flexible. The real question is not how you're going to manage your time, but are you flexible so that you can properly do what you need to do with every single minute of the day. Every single minute of the day that you are not working or you're doing things that don't make you money is idle time. There's 1,440 minutes to every single day, right? So what are you going to do with them? Are you going to spend it just sitting on the train looking around at people, or are you actually going to read something to get your mind right, or take care of, following up with some emails so that you can progress in your business? So the real thing that you have to remember is that time is super flexible. It's all about what you do with every single minute of the day, what systems you have in place so that you can be productive, and how you actually prioritize your day. So I can't wait for you to find out more tips and tricks to managing your time. Tell me, do you struggle with time management? And if you do, tell me why.
Yes, sometimes I do. I have to say, I struggle with time management primarily when I'm trying to balance all the things that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out what I should do and when. But I do enjoy it.
Okay. And that seems to be a common misconception, like a common struggle for you.
Yes, I agree.
Time management. So if you had more time on your hands, what would you do?
I'd probably spend more time with my family and just doing some more relaxing and having some more me time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me time is always good. You're able to take time out for you.
Exactly.
Are you a business owner?
Yes, I am.
What kind of business do you have?
I'm in fashion. I have a jewelry business and a clothing business.
Oh, so you definitely need time.
Yeah.
You're always on the grind. You're always hustling.
Always hustling.
Right. So, do you feel like you're never prepared?
No, not so much. I do find that if I have some basic things in place, then I avoid that feeling that I'm not prepared.
Right.
So for each of my, when I'm running business, I'm like, I just need to make sure I got my cards, I got my wallet, I got my phone, I got my basics.
Yeah.
As long as I have my basics, then I'm usually okay.
So, is there anything that you feel like you neglect in your life because you don't have the time to do it that you want to? What are some examples of some things that you would love to do that you would just love to experience? But you feel like they just fall by the wayside and just have so much going on.
Falling by the wayside, I have to say it's more spending time with my husband and I just doing things for ourselves. We've actually just recently talked about that because I'm like, okay, we need to stop and actually make time for ourselves. Right. Because both of us are hustling doing different things. I'm like, okay, we need to come together and actually spend some time together. Because what we do is, it's great. Spend time we need to actually think about it and plan for it. That's what I like to do more.
Yeah, so quality time with a husband is important for sure. Like, you gotta keep that relationship happy, girl. Keep that. How long have you been married?
15 years.
Wow, that is awesome. That's unheard of in 2017. That is rare, girl. Congratulations. So I want you to wave to the camera, tell everybody. So, do you struggle with time management and why?
Not in my work life, but in my personal life, yes.
Why? Or how?
So work, like I have calendars and reminders and I keep notes. And at home, I forget appointments and work.
Epic fail.
Yes, it's really bad. It's so bad I missed my daughter's first gymnastics. It was really bad. Yes, sir.
So wait, so you can keep the work one, but you can't keep the home. You don't have a separate calendar for the home thing?
I do, but it's not kept up as well as the work.
Okay.
But the mom thing is new to me too. So I'm a stepmom, so that's new. So I'm kind of still.
So a little change. So we'll give you a pass. Okay. So what types of things would you choose to do if you had more time on your hands? What are some things that you would love to incorporate into your life that you just can't seem to fit right now?
More traveling.
That's a great answer. Where would you travel to?
Anybody's island.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And Europe. I want to get to Europe anytime.
Okay. Anything else you would want to incorporate into your life if you had more time?
I don't know what else I could add. I have like 4 jobs and a mom.
Okay,
I don't think I can add anything else.
But if you could, something for you maybe? Anything?
More pampers. Maybe go get a massage on the regular.
There we go. Now we want something to do. Okay, so
I'll put it in the calendar.
yes, put that in the work one so it gets done, not the personal one.
Right.
Okay, so what types of things do you think would help you better manage your time? Where you're lacking?
So probably keeping my calendar a little bit better, and maybe, like I said, I have like 5 different jobs, so consolidating some of that, finding out what is working the best for me, and going with that, maybe putting some other things aside.
That was a great answer. So, do you always feel like you're never prepared?
No, I'm like a stickler for this. So like I do events every month, and I have a list so that I know like who the people are that are coming, like my vendors. I know their name, I know their business, so I know when they come in the door, I can say hi, so and so, like by name. They're like, oh, you know me. So no, I don't feel like I'm not prepared.
Right.
Work.
Work. Okay, let's be clear. It's work work life is good. It's personal area.
You know, the mom stuff. I mean, I'm getting there. I'm getting way better than I was.
Poor thing. Okay, so are there anything in your life that you feel like, or is there anything in your life that you feel like gets neglected because of your time management skills or life?
Well, probably me. because I'm always either putting all my time into work or the kids or the house. So probably not.
Well, these are great answers, and hopefully, after watching the Millionaire State of Mind, will give you some time management improvement. So, yes, more time for you, for Karina. So, wave to the camera, tell Brittany, bye. Now that you've heard from the streets, it's time for me to get you the real deal. So I had the opportunity to interview Miss Michaela Brown of MyFitnessSpot.com. She has been an entrepreneur for years. She is an amazing mom of 2 little boys. She's also a wife, so she has a lot on her plate, but she does an amazing job of managing her time and putting in place systems so that she can take her businesses to the next level. So let's check out that interview. I want you guys to really learn about Michaela. She is one of my friends, but she's been an entrepreneur for so long, and she is killing it in the game. So, Michaela, tell us how long you've been a full-time entrepreneur.
So I started my first business in 2006, and it was called the Peace 5, and it was really born out of this desire to capitalize on something I felt was special. So in the fitness industry, you can get a trainer or have a gym membership like a dime a dozen. And so what I felt was my unique ability to really merge dance and fitness in my unique way. I felt like I was making a lot of money for someone else's business, and I had this urge to really capitalize on that. So I kind of took a leap of faith. Of course, made a calculated risk, make sure I saved up enough money just in case my plans didn't go according to plan.
Saving is important.
Listen, I saved up about 6 months worth of like all of my bills, so that like I had that amount of time to really birth it and make sure that it came to fruition, but also as a safety net so that I felt comfortable acting on a lot of the ideas and the thoughts that I had. So anyway, saved up money, took a leap of faith, really started my business based off of the following that I built out of that gym. Yeah, so I took a leap of faith and just jumped out there and been going ever since then. So to answer your question, it's about 12 years since I've been my own boss and
so you're a veteran.
I'm a veteran.
She got 5 extra years on my, almost 7?
We're not counting.
I feel like a rookie compared to her.
We're doing the damn thing. That's what we're doing. So, yeah.
So let's talk for a second, because when I first met you, you were not married. You didn't have 2 little boys. This was actually a studio.
Yeah, my home was my studio, which is actually another sort of jewel that, because I didn't have a lot of money, I never took out a loan. I didn't come from a family with a lot of money who could just give me an investment. Right. I kind of overlapped a lot of things. I bought a nice house in the middle of DC. I was lucky enough to do that. And I capitalized on the location and just on the aesthetics of the place. And I actually turned 1 floor of my house into a pole studio.
Yes, I remember.
There were very humble beginnings. For me, I always think back to that time, and I get really emotional because I remember like hordes of people in like the hot summer and the cold winter sitting out on my porch waiting to come into class because we didn't have a reception area and we didn't have like an administrator to have you come in and sit. Like you literally, in order to not disrupt the class before you, you had to sit out there, and people did it. And I had it here for 4.5 years before I had earned enough money to actually go out and get an outside cinema. So things have changed dramatically, but the habits are the same. Okay, so everyone's not cut out to be an entrepreneur or a successful entrepreneur. Oh, no, people come up with ideas and open up businesses all the time. But
that doesn't mean that they're perfect for the lifestyle.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone is not cut out to be it. So you have to have some habits that carry you through all stages of your business, through all types of scheduling, conflicts, or whatever they have. So some of those habits, I'll talk about the habits and I'll talk to you about how they've gotten me through those things. Some of the habits are really making sure that you are structured in your time, that you're blocking out the same amount of time that you would if you had a 9 to 5, right? So for instance, if you worked a 9 to 5, you would not plan to go get a hair appointment at 2 o'clock during the day on a weekday. Why? Because you see that 9 to 5 as a non-negotiable amount of time.
Correct.
So one of the easiest pitfalls that business owners do, or people who work at home, work for themselves, is that they don't treat their business items as a non-negotiable item.
So true.
And it actually happens with fitness even worse. So, okay, on the grander scale of things, your fitness, whenever things are kind of all over the place, your fitness is always at the bottom. So I always tell people to make your line items, your tasks, including your fitness and your eating, make those non-negotiable time blocks or schedules of your time. So that's the one thing. So again, if you're a morning person, you should be getting up at whether you're in home or going out, get up at, you know, whatever your time is, 7 o'clock, take a shower, get a routine going. So no matter what comes your way, you have this non-negotiable schedule. So that's one thing. Number two, you have to obsess about your business. I mean, it's common for me to get up in the middle, even to this day, after 12 years, after I feel like I'm really good at what I do, to get up in the middle of the night and to write Post-it notes. I might not act on those things in the middle of the night, especially since I'm trying to still sleep with the kids. But it's common for me to obsess about it, like to just be out in the world and see something that triggers an idea, and to always be thinking and making, if not monetary, time and thought investments into your business. Always think of yourself as your best and worst customer. That's how I've always guided my businesses. Be the one who scrutinizes your stuff the most and the one who loves yourself the most, so that you can always develop those ideas. So time management, obsessing over your business, and I just tapped on it. Make sure you love your business. Because when the going gets tough, that love is the only thing that carries you through. That love is the only thing that's going to make you willing to get up early, go to sleep late, put other things on the back burner. So those are like my top three. Another side is that I try to always make my business my lifestyle. And just a little side note, one of the reasons I became a personal trainer is to make fitness non-negotiable. So like if I had another job, there's no way after, especially now with kids, after doing all that, that I'm gonna come home and then experience a little bit of the good life, you know, relaxing, and then go back out to the gym. I'm just keeping it real. I am not one of those people. So for me, fitness was very important to me. I was like, okay, well, I need to get a free gym membership. So that's how I first became a personal trainer. And then I was like, I need to do a fitness company. Otherwise, I am not going to work out myself. So integrating what you do as much as possible into your hobbies, daily activities, into your lifestyle, so that they're not mutually exclusive and competing for time as much as they need to be. So like Jalila said, when she first met me, yes, I was single, you know, young, single, sexy and free. And now I'm just sexy and free.
She's sexy and free, mommy.
I'm not young
mode.
and I'm not single anymore. But yeah, so I was without kids, without a husband, and was allowed really the space without trying to obsess about the business and to put everything into it. Once I found my love, my husband, and had 2 kids, so I have a 5 and a 3-year-old, which if you guys at home have kids, know that is like totally time consuming. I work around their schedule actually. But once I had kids, I had to like really start weighing some things and start figuring out like how to integrate, how do I overlap, how do I prioritize. And so for me, my kids always come first. And the lucky thing for me, and I don't know if it was as much luck as it was just calculating the risk, is by the time, I guess I was about 6 years in business by the time I got pregnant with my first child. I mean, my husband wasn't a hindrance, because he allows me to be all that I can be.
And that's important. You need to have a partner that understands your lifestyle, that understands your schedule. I tell her all the time, we talk about me dating in 2017.
Needs to be actively.
This isn't about me. But the point is that
actively.
the point is, one of my struggles is that my schedule is not 9 to 5ish. So, you know, usually a 9 to 5 person, guy or female, they get off work and they're like, you ready? I'm ready to go. Let's go to dinner. Let's go to happy hour. But for me, that's networking time. Like, that's prime networking time. That's Facebook Live time. That's videoing time. Because, you know, some of my videoing is dependent on makeup artists and this and that. So, you know, I can't just move because you're ready to move in these. So what are some just quick little tips for the entrepreneur that's watching that is like, oh my God, I'm overwhelmed. How can I get my time management under control? What are some quick things so I can start at least moving in that direction?
Yes.
Maybe not fully, but some things that I can do. I know we've talked about like outsourcing and some things like that. So what are some things that you can suggest to help them really manage their time a little better and just start making moves to move in the right direction?
The first and most important thing, and this is going to sound really cliche coming from a trainer, is that you have to eat and work out. Honestly, I'm not even saying that to be funny. You will not have the energy. You will not have the clarity. You will not have everything, all those tools that you need, peace of mind, unless you are feeding your body with the hydration, with the food, and with the activity that you need in order to be great for whatever it is that you're doing. That's first and foremost. Block it out, even if it's 5 minutes, a 5-minute workout, even if it's packing lunch and snacking constantly during the day, you need to do that. That's number one. Number two, especially if you're in like I would say your first 5, 6, 7 years of business, you're normally not making enough money unless you're like a genius and you like was able to start your business early and make millions. You don't have the money to outsource all the time.
No, you don't.
You don't. So partnerships are really, really key.
Yes.
You know, networking. But more importantly, understand that because it's only you, that things may move slowly, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That was a piece of advice that I got actually several times during my business career, and it never made sense really until like recently. Like, it's okay. Like, you didn't get to like the 10 things on your to-do list today.
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah. Because when you're obsessive, like, you know, you're obsessive about your business, you're passionate, you're like, I didn't get anything done. You don't
It's
feel
going to be here
productive.
tomorrow.
But the reality is, when your brain starts to shut down, my eyes start crossing. That's when I know I need to go to bed. So when those things, your body is signaling to tell you that you're exhausted, then you need to give your body what it needs.
It's going to be there tomorrow. It's only you. If you had a team of 10 or 20 people, it would get done today. But it's only you. So first of all, it's okay. That's the second. And second of all, make yourself a list. I have a big bulletin. I add things to it habitually. Right. But be able to check some things off, prioritize, and don't start the next thing until you finish the first thing. Correct. Remember, we don't want to fraction off things. Nope. If it's important, it's at the top of your list, means it's non-negotiable, it's important, focus in on it. Give all your time and energy to that in that moment, and then move on to the next. So that's really, really important. Understanding it's okay. And then, in the process of you being a one-man or one-woman show, pride yourself on being a jack of all trades. Jalila and I talk about this all the time, even with this. I'm like, look, you trying to pay somebody to shoot you? Girl, you are the producer. You are the cameraman. And that's one of the things that got me to the point I was at some point my own web designer, not going to one of those companies.
I designed a website of my own before. This is the second one, but the only reason I paid someone is because I was like, dude, that website took me like
forever.
and I wanted to step my game.
But it's not the thing about you actually doing it this time. It's the fact that if you had to, you would know how to do it. Right. And so for me,
I knew what to look for. Because I did the first one myself. So if it was something that I could do myself, if I'm gonna pay somebody, it needs to be way better than what I can do myself.
No, that's exactly right. It's the freedom of knowing that you don't have to depend. So again, there are always these codependencies, but one of the things that we should pride ourselves on as entrepreneurs is the independence that we've sought to see. We went into business on our own so that no one could tell us what our worth was. Right. No one could tell us how much we were getting paid and what was a good idea and what was not. So don't reverse that and start creating these dependencies on people that you can't get away from. Right. So if you don't know how to create your own website, you don't know how to shoot your own stuff, soon as that person flakes out on you that one time, or soon as something don't work out,
Yeah.
you're at a standstill. You're not checking things off those lists because you're relying on someone else. So
true.
pride yourself on being a jack of all trades. Anything that's in your capacity to at least get a general understanding of, like, I mean, I first started snapping photography shots when I had a ladies' night event, and my photographer just flaked out and didn't show up.
But
So-
make sure you're a jack of all trades within your business. Like, it's one thing to be a jack of all trades and you've got like 100 different business things that don't go together. That's one thing. But if you're doing something to enhance your business,
True.
then it's okay to be a jack.
And
of all
I'm not
trades.
saying start businesses and everything
Right.
too. Within what your business is asking for and needs in various moments. Never be caught in a position where you just have no idea about what it takes to get it to this next step.
Right.
So again, in order to do get from A to B, this needs to happen. Okay, I might hire someone, but when I hire them, I'm going to be a sponge. I'm going to soak up all of that so that if that same journey needs to happen again, that I either know how to do it myself and maybe can save some money the next time, or I know how to hire next time. You're right about that.
For sure.
And I would say just let your business guide that, because there are certain things that I know how to do that wasn't necessarily industry focused. Like I could like shoot a whole video production. That's not like I say that I learned that before I was doing online videos. In fact, one of the reasons I'm able to do online videos is because I picked that up along the way.
Right.
So in my brain, I didn't know that I'd be doing that, but the maturation of my business at certain moments called for video production to happen. And because I was, eyes on, ears on the whole time, when it came to this point, I had several options. I always said if fitness didn't work out, I could be a web designer, I could be a photographer, I could be a videographer, I could be
like,
a
we have
blogger.
options, don't get it twisted.
Exactly. So
this is what I love, but
Yeah.
I made sure that I created some sort of value within myself so that if I need to do something else, I can.
Yeah.
So
And so that leads me to the next. Focus in, zero in on the tasks that take your business from day to day, from month to month to year and year, and just conquer them. Be obsessive about it in its proper timing.
right.
Okay, so if your timing is, I'm gonna, focusing on my business from 9 to 5.
Right.
Go ham on it from 9 to 5.
Go crazy.
And be so okay with your efforts during that time that you can walk away from it at 5:01.
Right.
You see, it's when we didn't feel like we did enough that we don't want to give it up.
Yeah.
If you're truly okay with who you were between 9 to 5 for your business, walk away at 5:01. It's all good.
Yeah.
Leave it on the field, as they say.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be
For
my
sure.
advice.
But that's solid time management advice. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Now that you've heard the real deal from Michaela, I'm so excited, and I hope that you're going to be able to take all of those millionaire keys to success and infuse them into your life and into your business so that you can get one step closer to your millionaire status. It's time to check out that millionaire tip of the week. Now that you've gotten your millionaire tip of the week, I hope that each and every one of you that is tuning in right now was able to get some amazing value from today's show. Special thank you to Michaela Brown of MyFitnessSpot.com for being our entrepreneur expert of the week, as well as Toya McKay for beating $1 Million Baby's face. It's time for me to give you a freebie. So hustle on over to JalilaTillman.com. Subscribe to my Millionaire Circle. It's going to unlock your free video training on my top 3 ways to start a conversation with anyone, anywhere, anytime. I hope that you guys have an amazing day. I can't wait to see you next week, same day, same time. I am Jalila Tillman. # your $1 Million Baby. Good night.